inshallah. I don't know why I do this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I'll see how I can do this. I think this is good, inshallah. I don't know why. Every time I set it up to be horizontal, and then when I start the live, it goes sideways.
You have to lock.
I have to lock
this thing.
No, because when I bring it horizontal, the live starts and I'm sideways.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the Fajr on my YouTube, okay, you'll show me after, Aisha, inshallah. I don't have my tablet today. I decided I was going to come here straight instead of going home, picking it up, coming back, and that would be too much delay. So instead I have this Quran, not because it has to read, but because it has the little notes on the side that I can share with you what it says, inshallah. But still you can follow along in Surah al-Inshiqaq from the booklet, inshallah. I can use that board too? MashaAllah. No, I'm not going to use the board. Yes, Surah al-Inshiqaq. I don't know. Maybe I should do this, inshallah. It's going to be a little more interesting. So the surah is pretty straightforward. There's two ayahs that have an interesting twist, and then the rest of it is like stuff we already know. إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انشَقَّتْ, when the sky is cracked. Literally, when you have a crack in the ground, like this summer, there was a lot of cracks because it rains a lot. And when it rains, the dirt, like a sponge, becomes bigger, and then it dries, and it shrinks, and then it creates those cracks. So these cracks are called inshiqaq also. So when the sky cracks, and then if the ceiling is cracking, you would run away because it's about to fall, right? When the sky cracks. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ. And then very interesting way to formulate this. What's أَذِنَ لَهُ الرَّحْمَنِ? Or Surah Al-Qadr, we did Surah Al-Qadr already. تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ. So أَذِنَتْ is the same word as إذن, بإذن الله. And Surah Al-Naba, أذن له الرحمن. So أذن له means give permission. So أذنت, it's as if the sky is giving permission. So this word can actually be used both ways. أذن له الرحمن means Allah gave permission. أذنت means it got permission. The sky is cracking because it got permission to crack. لربها, it's not even just it got permission. Like if there's something that you get an instruction to do, then you're following that instruction. Here, the sky got the permission to do, and it's following that permission. The sky is taking advantage of the permission Allah gave it to do that. So أذنت لربها. It's using that permission that it got to crack and fall apart. وإذا الأرض وحقت. What's the word we know from حقت? Haqq. Yes. And haqq is not just the truth. Haqq means it is the haqq of the mu'min that you don't cheat, right? You don't cheat a fellow Muslim. Actually, it's the haqq of every human being. You don't cheat human beings, right? That's also a haqq. So it's a haqqan ala al-muttaqin. Allah says in the Quran, haqqan ala al-muhsinin. It's not a right. It's a duty upon a believer that they have to fulfill the rights of other people. That's also the word haqq. So huqqat, the earth has been given the right, the sky has been given the right to do that. وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ. When the earth, what's the word we know like muddat?
Limit.
Not limit, no. What's the Arabic word like muddat? Mad. Mad. What's a mad? Stretching. Stretching in Tajweed, mad is stretching, right? So the earth is stretched. What does it mean the earth is stretched? Well, no tafsir will give you the interpretation I'm about to, because they didn't have movies with, holographic or futuristic designs and stuff like that. Imagine all the tectonic plates stretch, or the earth stretches by popping out the tectonic plates. Like, in some designs, they have this holographic thing that's like a sphere that you zoom in and you pop out and zoom in. Yeah?
Yeah.
So imagine the earth like this stretches out. And then what? وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ. And throws مَا فِيهَا. مَا فِيهَا. No. What is in it?
What is what?
Throws what is in it. Obviously, if the crust is stretched and taken apart, the earth becomes a larger sphere with movement, then that means everything else is blowing up inside and get expelled from the earth. وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ. تخلت is I don't know if it comes in the Quran anywhere. What's a khalwa? Empty. Oh, you looked it up. MashaAllah. Khalwa is when you go for seclusion and you become isolated. So the earth, takhallat, it's a different word. It comes from the same roots as khalwa, but it's a different form. Takhallat with a shadda and the ta at the beginning means it got empty. The earth got empty. So it's popped open and then it blows up everything inside and then it becomes empty. So you can imagine the tectonic plates, the crust is just, floating there in the sky of the universe, empty with no more core inside the earth. That's an interesting concept.
Where you're talking about the natural resources in terms of
It gets emptied. Very good point. The earth throws what's inside and there's no more natural resources. That's a good take on it. MashaAllah. Allah is not specific. The earth stretches, throws what's inside, and gets empty. Yeah, subhanallah. And the same thing, because it is taking advantage of the permission it got to do that, it's answering that permission of Allah, and it has the right to do so. I don't know how useful this is for the YouTube. I'm not sure it's helpful at all. Ya ayyuha al-insan. So this is the first of the two very important ayahs in the surah. Ya ayyuha al-insan, innaka kadihun ila rabbika famulaqi. So this is where we read on the side. Kadihan famulaqi. Yeah. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ. The same as this guy. Yeah. So here we read, the kadih is this interesting word. Kadihun ila rabbika means جاهد في عملك إلى لقاء ربك. جاهد, striving, في عملك, in your actions, striving in your actions, إلى لقاء ربك. What's liqa? Meeting. So that's the last word of the ayah. Ya ayyuha al-insan, human being, you are striving in your amal, in your actions, in your work towards your Lord. Kadahan puts emphasis. You're really struggling. فَمُلَاقِي. فَمُلَاقِي he. So what's fa? Then, so, mulaqi he. How does that translate? فَمُلَاقِي. You will meet him. So, this is an interesting ayah because does every human being? Actually, when Allah says human being, He's talking about the defaults of a human being, unless they are a believer. So, anytime you see the human being, usually it's a negative, a negative aspect. In Surah Al-Fajr, when the human being is tested. In Surah Al-Balad, the human being does this. These are negative things that humans do. Oh, human being, meaning, generally speaking, human beings who are not Muslims, well, they don't struggle hard towards their master. They don't struggle hard to meet their master. That's an interesting concept, right? So Allah is saying, whether you willingly work towards your master or not, where is the end result of all your struggles going to be? No matter what, you're going to meet him. Whether you realize it or not, the direction your efforts and your struggles is taking you is to Allah. There's no way that you can put efforts into doing something else than meeting Allah. You will meet him. You're working towards him whether you realize it or not, and you will meet him at the end of it. So this is very similar to what we had in Surah Al-Balad, where might as well work for something that pleases Allah, so that when you prepare for that meeting, it's a good meeting, instead of working towards something else that at the end you're still going to meet Allah anyway. So then, how is that meeting going to go? فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. Then, as for whoever is given the book in the right hand. It doesn't say hand, but it implies. Yamini. Do we have on the side here? I don't think we have this one on the side. Straightforward. He will have the book in the right hand. Whoever has the book in the right hand. There's two surahs that give us the same scenario. And this one is half of the scenario. فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. We've seen these words before. We've seen hisab. What's hisab? Accountability, reckoning, judgments. It's the same word that's used for mathematics and calculation. So this is in Surah Al-Ghashiyah, the last ayah. ثُمَّ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا حِسَابَهُم. So hisab is the accounting or judgment or reckoning on the day of judgment. حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. Easy. يُحَاسَبُ is the passive voice. He will be given an easy reckoning, an easy account. وَيَنْقَلِبُ, this is the first time we're seeing this word. إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ. What's أهله? His family. In Surah Al-Bayyinah we said the people of the book, because family of the book doesn't make sense there. So it means family, but it could also mean people of. He will go back to his family. مَسْرُورًا, it's also the first time we're seeing this. Happy. There's so many words in Arabic for happy. We had in Surah Al-Ghashiyah, نَاعِمَة. And we had رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ, happy. Masrura now is new word for happy. Yeah.
When you said book in the right hand,
yes. What book? Great question. This person who gets the book in the right hand gets an easy reckoning. He'll be given an easy reckoning. And then go back, I said it already now, go back to his family happy. So yanqalibu means go back. What's the root letters of yanqalibu? Qalb. The qalb, well, actually, it's not the qalb that does this. Is that the same word? The word qalb is made of the root letters that mean to turn around. So a change of heart, they call it in English, right? People have a change of heart and they change their mind. In English, we say change your mind, but it's a change of heart. So the heart is unstable like this; it can turn. Subhanallah. Yanqalibu ila ahlihi masrura. He will go back to his family happy. So, what book? What book is this? The book of deeds. They get their book of deeds in their right hand. So we're going to read more about this in a couple of weeks, where kiraman katibin, some angels are writing things. يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. They know what you do, so they're writing it. So now you get the kitab of what was being written. Every single thing is in writing. So it's not going to be a small book like this. SubhanAllah, right? Every single thing. So an easy reckoning. It's an interesting concept that, in English, you have right and left, and then you have right and wrong. So that same thing is projected or not projected in Arabic, it's the same thing in Arabic, where the right hand, is there something wrong with if you're left-handed? That doesn't make sense, right? So there's even discussion about, the left hand is not the wrong hand. But still, there's in Islam you have this recommendation of eating with the right hand and cleaning yourself with the left hand. So my take on this, especially when I have students who I have actually I would say the best hafiz of Quran we have in Guthrie is left-handed. So what do you do?
Nothing wrong.
So for him, it means eating with the hand it feels right for you to eat with, and cleaning yourself with the hand that feels wrong for you to eat with. You see, that's the way I look at it. Subhanallah. One day I was told, brushing your teeth even it's cleaning. It's part of cleaning. So do it with your left hand. And I tried, and now I brush my teeth with the left hand. It feels awkward to brush my teeth with the right hand. It just became normal. Subhanallah. So that's the way to look at it, or that's the way to talk to people who are left-handed. That it doesn't mean the wrong hand. It means it's your left hand is your right hand. It's the right hand to eat with. Subhanallah. So whoever gets the book in the right hand, meaning not the wrong hand, Subhanallah, then he will have an easy reckoning. And so to complement this picture, that when Allah says the right hand, He means not the wrong hand. The other surah says one person receives the book in the right hand, and another person receives the book behind his back. So the opposite of right is behind his back, which is wrong. The wrong place to receive the book is behind the back. So it's like Allah is saying that He does use. So yes, go ahead.
So when Allah says when the book is given in the right hand, does He mean right as in right or wrong, or left or right?
Well, it's the same word that's used for right, and actually the Arabic word yameen doesn't mean the opposite of wrong.
Okay.
But that concept, the concept that we have in multiple languages, is still there in Ashab al-Yamin. Yamin is somehow connected to the right side. But that's a good point. The word Yamin doesn't mean right in the sense of the opposite of wrong. Yes.
So we're talking about right as in the direction, not in.
Yeah. Okay. Literally, the word Yamin means right as a direction. Yes. Subhanallah. And the next ayah has Shimal or Mash'ama, which is the left hand or the left side as a direction. Yeah. So the book of deeds, and then the person who gets the book in the right hand, then he will go back to his family happy. He will have an easy reckoning and go back to his family happy. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِشِمَالِهِ. Whoever gets the book in the left hand. No, sorry, no, this is the one وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِي. What am I talking about? This is the one وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِي. Whoever gets the book behind his back.
Behind his back.
Yes. So the opposite of in the right hand is not the left hand. The opposite of the right hand is behind his back. And وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِي, we said in Surah Al-Buruj right across the page that wara is not the same word behind as we have in English. It's behind something. So here, وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِي, behind his back, it's actually behind for him, but it's behind his back. Subhanallah. فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا. So here we read what's on the side. يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا يَطْلُبُ هَلَاكًا. هَلَاكًا. What's halak? Yuhliku. Yes. So to be destroyed. So it's not halak in the sense of death, because this person is on the day of judgment. So it's not that he will wish for death. He would wish to be terminated, like no longer exist. He's gonna see animals getting their hisab by turning to dust, and he's gonna say, "I wish I was dust." That's Surah An-Naba. But this is the same thing. يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا. He would call out, he would seek to be terminated, like not exist anymore. It's better not to exist than what's coming up. وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا. This is another way. Where was the first one that we saw like this? A wa that means as something is happening. I don't remember where it was, but there's وَهُوَ or wa means as something is happening. يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا. As he's entering the hellfire, he's wishing to be terminated. I would rather not exist anymore than go there. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. So, in our world, we have suicidal thoughts, suicidal people who would wish to not exist because who would wish, to stop living here because their life is like hell. That's the phrases we use. So now this is the same idea, that this person is about to face real hell, and so they would wish to not exist anymore. But there is no death in the hereafter. إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. This is a very interesting ayah. إِنَّهُ, the words are straightforward. إِنَّهُ, indeed, he. كَانَ, was. Indeed, he was. في أهله, in his family, مسرورا, happy. Well, what's wrong with that? He was happy in his family. What's wrong with that? We should be happy at home, right? No. This is the one who got the book in the left hand, who wishes to be destroyed. as he goes to the hellfire because he was happy in his family. What's wrong with being happy in your family?
Because you could be happy for wrong reasons.
You could be happy for the wrong reason. So Allah finishes the picture in the next ayah. إنه كان في أهله مسرورا إنه ظن أن لن يحور. Yes. And so the first thing Allah points out is the fact that he was happy. He was living a happy life. Because somebody listening to this might think, no, this is not me. I'm going to get the book in the right hand. And so Allah says this person is living a happy life. Living a happy life despite the fact that he thinks he's not going to be held accountable. ظَنَّ أَن لَن يَحُورَ. He's not going to be resurrected. That's what your translation... sorry, that's not this translation. The translation will say resurrected. He won't be resurrected. Here, the tafsir, لَن يَحُورَ لَن يُرْجَعَ إِلَى رَبِّهِ. Thinking he's not going to return to his Lord. He's not going to go back to his Lord. So, whatever crimes, whatever harm he was causing other people, he thought that he could continue to live out his happy life. He can continue to enjoy life. There's no consequence. I can harm whoever I want. I can oppress people. I can live however I want. It doesn't matter what happens to other people. Politicians. بلى إن ربه كان به بصيرا. No. Bala is the opposite of what came before. It means of course, in the sense of course not. Of course, so the previous ayah, he thought he would not return to Allah. So, it's of course he will return to Allah. Bala is, of course he will if the previous ayah was not. And it's of course not if the previous ayah was something in the positive. So his Lord was Basira, has always been Basira, all-seeing, watching. So there's no way that you're not going to be held accountable. So that was the first half of the surah. And maybe a good thing would be to do the second half next week, so that we have a little bit of time before Isha, inshallah. I'm probably going to forget next week to look at what's on the side column, and there's one that I really like. That's the reason I wanted to bring it up. So the word yu'un, I'm skipping ahead to ayah 23. The word yu'un at the bottom. So the word yu'un is translated in the tafsir as يضمرون أو يجمعون من السيئات. So yu'un is here, and then over here يضمرون أو يجمعون من السيئات. What does that mean? I can't show everybody here. يضمرون, nobody knows. ويجمعون, gather. من السيئات, of evil. من السيئات, from evil. Whatever evil they gathered. And it's interesting because the word yu'un comes from the Arabic word wi'a. What's a wi'a? It's a vase, a container, something you put something in. Any kind of container. They have this phrase in Arabic, al-wi'a ينضح بما فيه. A wi'a, a container, when it spills over, it's going to spill what's inside of it. So when a person gets all worked up or emotional or something, what's going to come out is their true nature, the truth of what's inside of you. If a person, started throwing out filth when they got upset, that means that there's filth inside. Yes. When a container falls because of some pressure or some difficulties, it falls. What spills out shows what was inside. So when you trip and fall in your life, what comes out is what was inside of you. Subhanallah. It's not al-wi'a, it's al-ina, I think. Al-ina yandahu bima fi. And this word comes again in Surah Al-Ma'arij. Jama'a fa-aw'a. So in Surah Al-Ma'arij, aw'a is really like physically collecting things inside a container, like a piggy bank. Subhanallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.